on, guys? Frankie Trades here, bringing you another new weekly stock watch list. Before we get started though, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it. And with that much more being said, let's go ahead and dive straight into the watch list. So as far as this week goes, there is not too much going on with earnings now. Earnings weeks are starting to be a little slow. Most of the big tech stocks are out the way. Now, obviously, if you guys are looking at the same screen that I am, you guys will see that we have one of the biggest stocks reporting this year so far. It's NVDA. So we have NVIDIA reporting after Wednesday, and then we also have Snow. Snow is one of those companies that I look at every now and then post-earnings, so maybe that'll provide some sort of post-earnings play for us this week. But as far as stocks that I'm looking at this week for post-earnings, it'll be NVIDIA and Snow. So those will be the two big ones that I'm really going to be keeping an eye out for and see how they move post-Wednesday going into Thursday morning. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the watch list, which I know y'all are fiending for. So first things first is we'll talk about NQ. So NQ, if I go on the 4-hour here, we would be looking at the 21,500 area at this point right here for a support and continuation to the downside. Now, I also have a 4-hour trend line here. Now, this doesn't typically follow my rule for trend lines, but because it lines up with a support that we'd be looking at, it's a reason why we would be looking at it, because it can either be two things why we would reject from this area or bounce. It'd be either just because it's an important support area. It could always be news as well. Or this trend line, right? Again, we've only tested this trend line once, but if we were to come near it again and have a rejection near that area, we could just dim down the reasons why we're not making new lows past that point. So it's the reason why I have that trend line plotted and going to be seeing how we react with it. So NQ pretty straightforward, 21,500 along with that 4-hour trend line we have right there. Next up is ES here. Now, if I go to ES here on the 4-hour, same time frame, most of these NQ and ES setups will always be on the 4-hour time frame. I will be keeping my eyes out for 60-20 because we have had not a single close below that area, and every time we've tested 60-20 exactly to the point, we have had a clean rejection off of there. First time we rejected off of there, we bounced by almost 80 points. Second time, we opened up below it, and we actually ended up bouncing around almost 50 points, 60 to 80 points again. And then the third time when we retried it, we bounced roughly another 80 to 70 points as well. So going forward here on ES, anything can change over the weekend. That's the nice part about being in the stock hours community. Link is in the description. We talk about this every single morning during our pre-market review, which starts 30 minutes before market open. So generally 9 a.m. Eastern, we talk about what is going on. So if this happens to gap under or even gap over or gap up, I guess, either 60-20 or we just happen to come back up in the market, then that's something we talk about pre-market review, as well as the other stock setups that we're looking at. If anything breaks or is ruined, then we have other setups that we look forward to. So just so you guys know, this isn't the only solidified watch list for the week for stock hours, but this is something we all keep an eye out for. So going into the watch list, it is really, really short. It's going to be a pretty short video here because there isn't too much. And as far as the side watch list setups go, I like to save those for stock hours, just just have a little side setup for them. So that'll be something that is exclusively saved for them. If you want to join, you can always join the free chat that opens up every Wednesday, down with the link in the description below. So going on the main watch list here, first thing is it's going to be Google. If I go to Google here on the 4-hour, you can see that we actually have a trend line that we're currently riding that we have rejected off of 2 times now. Now, the reason why I have Google on my main watch list is if I go on the 1-year, 1-day, you guys will see that we currently have a $3 gap left on Google here from 179 all the way down to 176. So going forward into tomorrow, if this happens to show weakness or if it's still weak and it still has a decent amount of the gap left, this could be an opening play that I would be looking for. Meanwhile, we're going to stick to what is currently present. So if we happen to open up above 179 and it's still showing a lot of weakness, then 179 would be my entry on this, and then look to take a scalp on this for a Monday. So can't be too bad. It's something that falls along under my A+ setups, so this is why it's under my main watch list for the current meantime. Only thing is you have to keep in mind is this 4-hour trend line that I just had talked to you guys about. So rejected off of it twice, so it could be important, but if the market's just weak enough, then it could be a reason why Google just drops here and continues to see new lows. Next up is Microsoft. We've already talked about the setup, guys. We have taken advantage of the setup, but it is around the corner again. Now, it'll be the same area on Microsoft, only this time I'm not looking at 406. I would be keeping an eye out for 405. The reason why I'm looking at 405 is because they're more than likely to set up a wall there at 405 than something at 406. So that's why I'm keeping my eyes out really close at 405 and seeing what happens along with that. After 405, my target is 404 on this. I'm not looking for too much of a big move, but if I go in the 30-minute here, 30-day, you guys will see the day that we did break it. It was on the first minute candle. If I go to the 1 minute on this day, you guys will know what I'm talking about. Those who are part of stock hours caught it with me. But it was a crazy, like I think 20 to 30% move on this. And again, it was on the first minute candle, so we couldn't get really any justification if the break was real or not. So going forward, 404 will be my target here on Microsoft. So, but it's a pretty straightforward setup. So, but without much more being said, though, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it. Without much more being said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend and a solid week. Peace out.